Hi, I'm Dr. Dyan Haspel-Johnson, and it is time for a weekly sleep tip. So, there's so much going on, and I've been talking in recent weeks about the impact of that on sleep and on our own sense of inner calm and peace, and how we can be present with the things that are going on in the world, our communities, in our thoughts and our hearts, and still maintain a sense of inner peace and calm and tranquility. I recently was thinking about an exercise that someone named Mantak Chia uses about Qi Gong and connecting to the inner energy and connecting that to the outer world. And there's an exercise that he does called the microcosmic orbit. And I think it's a great practice that we can do easily. You can do it throughout the day. You can take some time to meditate just even for a few minutes. And the way that it works is it has to do with the figure 8, which is this motion of an 8. And it can also be this way, or in the reverse, of course. And that motion is like the double helix. It's like the DNA. It's like what happens in the cells and the electrons and in atoms. And it's part of matter in the universe. And so when we visualize or imagine or feel a figure 8 in our body, that can be very harmonizing and energizing and recalibrating. And when we do that, when we get into a rhythm that's a natural rhythm for our body and our minds and our intentions, that can help the circadian rhythm, that can help the energy, that can help the sleep, that can help the day to night body rhythm. So I recommend this exercise. And I had a thought about how to do it. So the way that it starts is that you can just sit somewhere quietly or lay somewhere quietly, and you can imagine as you breathe in and out this figure 8, and you can make the Dyan, the solar plexus, the core just below the ribs, below the ribs and above the navel, that area. You can have that be the center of the figure 8. And just imagine or sense or tell yourself that energy is moving up through the back of the spine, all above the head, and then coming back down and going through the center of that figure 8 is that center point of your body at the core, and it goes down then the back, and then scoops all the way under the feet and comes back up and then back through that point, and just imagine it kind of going forward and back. And you can imagine that for a few minutes, or tell yourself, talk yourself through it, or feel it however you want to sense it, going through the body and going in one direction. And then after a little while, after a minute or 30 seconds, or do 7 of these, whatever you want, you can do it in the opposite way. So if it was going like this, it can now go like this. So it's going back, again, that figure 8 all the way under you and behind you and coming back up. And just imagine the figure 8 encircling you with a center point there. And you can do it with your breath, coordinating with your breath, inhale and exhale, or you can just do it, and eventually you'll notice it kind of will probably speed up or slow down. But if you speed it up, that can be energizing. And if you slow it down, that can be relaxing. And once you do that in both directions, you can also imagine it going horizontally. So in and out, front and back. And you can just imagine this figure 8 in different directions. And after a while, after you do this with your own energy, then I've started thinking about doing this so that it encircles the entire world, so it reaches our communities and it reaches all of us, and it energizes all of us. So I imagine or set an intention that this figure 8, which I first do for myself, then circles the whole globe in light, and so that we're all moving in a harmony of our aliveness, of our energy, of our love, of peace, of harmony, of any one of these things. And this is a way, I think, to be very centering in ourselves and harmonizing ourselves in the world and sending love and good energy to everyone. And I have found that that can be really helpful for myself and for others with sleep. So I'll put a link in my notes about Mantak Chia, so that you can find like one of his videos on YouTube and watch his version of it if you would like. And otherwise you can just take this and you can practice it, like I said, maybe in the afternoon. You could do a few of these, or when you're going to sleep, or other times, and I think it'll be helpful. But let me know, and you can also go to my website, www.drdyan.com, and that's DRDYAN.com, and I have a bunch of blogs with a lot of information, so feel free to read that. And if you want to learn self-hypnosis, you can get resources about that as well on my website. All right, but let me know how it's going, and if you like this exercise, and I wish you sweet dreams. Okay.